Well, hello, welcome to my kitchen. So I have titled my video today that I am roasting mystery vegetables. They are not a mystery to me, but I'm wondering if most people know what these are. So this is one of the things I have done. Do you know what that is? Here it is before it's peeled. You probably say, oh, that looks like a beet. It is a beet. This is a yellow beet. Have you ever seen a yellow beet? I actually like the red ones better, but this one does not make your hands red or purple or pink or whatever. And they're pretty good. So I'm going to roast some vegetables, and I got some kind of different ones today. Good morning. So one of the ones I got are these beets. Beets, and that's kind of got a bad spot. We'll cut that out. Beets are really yummy. I had roasted yellow beets for the first time at a restaurant years ago. But I have never even seen or heard of yellow beets. And one day I found them in the grocery store. I'm like, well, look at here. You actually get them in Publix. How about that? Didn't even know there were such a thing. There are yellow beets. Like I say, I do like the pink ones better, the red ones better, but now these aren't like the jarred pickle beets. They aren't going to be that tart and sweet because they aren't pickled. They're just regular beets. They're pretty good. They have that interesting little bit of a kind of grainy, crunchy texture. Most people don't know what they are when they see them. What is that? Okay, so let me wash. I already washed that one. Let me wash this one off. Then I'm going to peel a couple of potatoes. And then I'm going to show you the other stuff that I'm roasting. I got my oven turned on, and we're going to make a little bit of a... Let me peel them into this bag here. This is my little trash bag. These potatoes have started growing in the bag. I think you're supposed to put potatoes in the dark, and they're not supposed to grow, but I didn't have them in the dark. I should have done that. But this one is still good. Oops, get back there. So I'm going to show you the other one. Now this other one, I have not cooked like very frequently, and I've never roasted it, but it's a root vegetable. But it should roast like the other ones. They say you cook it kind of like you would potatoes. So if I can roast potatoes, I can roast this other vegetable. I'll show you what it is and see if you know what it is. The thing is, I've already cut and peeled it, so you're not going to see what it looks like beforehand. It's really going to be hard to guess. Okay, one more potato. Then we'll cut those. I still got brown spots on it here. There we go. All these peeled. Then we're just going to roast them at 425 for 45 minutes. I've got some red and green peppers I'm going to add, but I'm not going to add those till the end. Cook those only about 20 minutes, otherwise they'll get overcooked. With all these harder root vegetables, I am going to do 45 minutes. Okay. Okay, let me show you my other vegetable. Well, I have some carrots that I cut those up already. Here's my red and green peppers. I did all this last night. Okay, let me show you my other vegetable here. This is pretty big if I have a lot of it. So let me show you this vegetable. Oops. Here you go. What is it? Can you tell what that is? It's already cut up. It's a mystery. And I'm telling you, it's a root vegetable. Can you guess what that is? If you can, let me know. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Okay. So let me go ahead. Let's cut these yellow beets. We can cut those up. Like chunks too. I think I'm going to just leave that piece like that. Just put it in the bag with the other stuff there. I love beets. I like the pickled beets, the jarred beets. I love beets. I like roasted beets too. Now let's leave that. Okay. Looks like a little cute little shape in there. Put it in there. Then I'm gonna get like a little marinade. Well, it's not really a marinade. You're not gonna let it sit there. It's a little coating. I'm gonna get a coating. Okay, then we're gonna cut the potatoes. Those into little chunks too. Oops, it's moving on me here. Quit doing that. Put that in the bag with it. So I'm going to mix it all together. And I have olive oil and some herbs with it. That's all we got to do. I love that you just stick these in the oven. And they're so good roasted. They get such a good flavor. Vegetables. Like any vegetables. Okay. Last little one. I'm going to mix up my little coating. So have you figured out yet? Have you had a guess as to what that other vegetable is? Hello. Good morning. So, I showed this earlier. If you were not on here earlier, this is a yellow vegetable. Do you know what that is? If you didn't hear me say what that one was earlier, you can guess. And these are both root vegetables. Then I have this. Can you guess what that is? All right. It's mystery time in Luann's kitchen. Alright, let me put this all away. And let me get a little bowl here, or a big bowl. Okay, so what we're going to put in here is a tablespoon of olive oil. I wonder if I need more than that with these vegetables. Might have more. I hope I have enough that fit on the pan. I might need to do 2 pans. You know, I did that one time before. I did 2 pans. Because I have so many, I might just do that again. Let's get out another pan. Okay, so let's do, it says 1 to 2 pounds of vegetables, and I think that's more. So I think we're going to double this. Let's do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Measuring thing in here. There we go. 2 tablespoons. You can probably just guess if you'd like to do that. Then I'm going to add, this is a teaspoon of salt, but I'm doubling this, so we need 2 teaspoons of salt. Well, let's see now what it says to do. Do I need to mix this together? Oh, here it goes. What does it tell me to do? No, it doesn't say exactly what to do. Oh, remember, did I mix this together last time? I must have. All right, let me get my measuring spoon. Here we go. Here's one. And a couple teaspoons of salt. And half a teaspoon of pepper. And I'm going to use my Hot Shot spicy pepper. It's got both black and red pepper in it. Because I like it a little spicy. Alright, now it doesn't, I don't think it tells me, does it? No, but I know I did this last time. It doesn't tell you to add any other spice, but I like to add like Italian seasoning. You could probably add some garlic pepper or something if you wanted. So let's do a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. There we go. Now why is that wet? I don't know. There we go. So let's take, so I'll use a spoon. Just stir this around. Now I'm going to dump my vegetables in here. I'm going to dump my carrots in here. Let's do the others first. All right, so let's go with this. These that I showed you earlier, and I mentioned earlier, these dark yellow, those are yellow beets, golden beets. And if you haven't been able to guess the other, let me pull those out. What is it, the mystery vegetable? Those are rutabaga. If you've ever seen a rutabaga, looks like a big kind of brown, gnarly looking thing. That's a rutabaga. I've never roasted them before. I usually boil it and mash them like mashed potatoes. And then just put butter on them. They're really good. But I'm going to roast them today. Look kind of like potatoes. There's some potatoes in here with it too. Kind of has a texture like potatoes. Oh, well, let's dump in my carrots. Oops, I'm dumping the carrots out. Don't do that. There's my carrots. Put that all in here together. Mix it all in. I think I'm going to need to get some more stuff for the peppers. I don't have any. We're going to put the peppers on later. Alright, my oven is ready. My throat is not ready. Like this every day, every morning. Morning throat. Okay, here we go. So let's see what this looks like. Because this like soaked up the whole thing. That's alright though. I think I am going to put them on 2 trays. Because you're supposed to kind of do it spaced apart a little bit. Because they roast rather than steam that way, they say. You're supposed to do them in a single layer. So I'm trying to do that. Okay, so let's spread this one apart. Then we're going to put this in the oven for 45 minutes. And then we'll add, actually I could use a few more over here. There we go. Then we're going to add the peppers. I'll put a little more oil and stuff in there for them. And herbs and all that stuff, so. There we go. Let's put these in the oven. Then we're going to make our whipped cream icing. Let me get that oil off my hands. Oh, I probably could leave it on my hands. Probably good for my hands. Okay, let's see where we're at here. There we are. Okay, into the oven for 45 minutes. These 2 trays actually barely fit in there together, but they do. Okay. 45 minutes. Start. Okay, so let's go now over to the mixer, which is just right here. Gonna lift this up, turn it around, and get this turned the right way. If I can do this without a catastrophe. Maybe. There. I gotta get my bowl. I just washed it because I used it last night for the cake. Now let me show you the cake too. I'm gonna put my bowl over here. And then we're gonna put my whisk beater in there. let me get my whipping cream. The cake, now I made the same cake that I made the last time. The same chocolate cake. This is like, okay, this is really, it's called, I think it's called the best chocolate cake. There are a lot of them called the best chocolate cake. So far, this one really is the best chocolate cake. It really is the one. It's the one! Okay, so I had to taste test last night. But see what I have on here? I did a really, really, really thin layer of chocolate ganache. So what that is a quarter cup. No, it's a half a cup. It's a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and it is 2 1/4 ounces of dark chocolate. It's that Ghirardelli, where I have it, it's right here, the Ghirardelli 60%. Those chocolate chips, and what you do is you bring your whipping cream to a boil. I just put it in the microwave for like 40 seconds, and then you put the chocolate chips in there and just let them sit for like a minute, and then you stir it, you get it all together. So this is basically liquid whipping cream and chocolate chips. And the reason I did this is because the last time I made this cake, I wanted just a little bit more of a chocolate flavor because the icing is really, really light. So I just added a real thin layer of ganache. Now you can put that on top if you'd rather, but I thought I'd put it on the cake as a little surprise. There, on the bottom, underneath the icing. So for the icing, I'm only going to need half of this. But I think last time, so this would take a half a cup and a, let's see, a half a cup. What did I do with this last time? And a quarter cup. I think I'm just going to do 1 cup. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a third of this. It'll be just a little bit more icing. So I'm going to do 1 cup of whipping cream. I know last time I said I could make a little bit more than just half the recipe because it's so lightweight and it adds so much moisture to the cake. So I'm going to use, there's my measuring cup on top of my peanut butter. It's easier to see the level that way. So I'm going to put a cup of this heavy whipping cream. There we go. Ooh, I can hear those vegetables sizzling already. That was fast. Then I'm going to move this to my bowl and let that drain for a second. My whipping cream in there. Letting it drip. See, look at that. Okay. And this is so easy to make a chocolate frosting. This would really, really, really be a good chocolate filling. Okay, so let me tell you, if you haven't had this whipped cream frosting before, exactly what this tastes like. If you ever get a donut that has like the chocolate cream in the middle, that is what this tastes like. It's the chocolate filling inside a donut. That is what this tastes like. Oh my goodness, that's good. Okay, I want to take, I got my little collagen supplement I didn't take yet today. Let me do that real quick. It's sitting out, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to forget it. So let me do that real quick. Is some, ooh, liquid. Let's take a tablespoon. It's actually really good. Okay, so. Oops, get out there. There we go. Now, let me put that away. And let me get my water here. Now, I'm going to add, okay, this is 1 1/4. I got to figure that out. Okay, so what I did, a third of that. This is going to be a little bit less. Oh dear, I didn't figure this out. So, let me think it's about this a minute. Instead, I added, it was 3/4 of a cup, and I added another quarter of the amount. So then if I have a half a cup and 2 tablespoons, another quarter of that amount. Well, let's go ahead and add that amount first. I'm going to add some powdered sugar. This is called Recipe Math. Uh-oh, that's called the phone crashed. Oh, that was exactly what I was not wanting to happen. How did that happen? Please don't do this. Come on. This little thing just doesn't want to hold anymore. There we go. Stay. Okay, so first of all, I need a half a cup of powdered sugar. Half a cup. And then I need 2 tablespoons. Okay, then I need a quarter of that melt again. Okay, so a quarter. So, right? That was 3/4 of a cup. I need a third of it again. I know I'm going to need the baking cocoa. Let's get the baking cocoa. Tiny bit of this too. Okay. All right, now let me think. Because I usually have this figured out. So I need a third of it again. So what that was, let me get my measuring cup. I'll figure out what I had, then I can figure out what I did. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was 10. Right? It was 10 tablespoons. So that's about 3 more tablespoons of sugar. Okay, so let's put some more of that in there. 1, 2. So if I do it, if I need 10 tablespoons, which is the equivalent of 30 teaspoons. Let's do it this way. 30 teaspoons, that's 10 teaspoons I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. 7, 8, 9. 10. I'm going to have to, like, write this out. I'm going to have to write it out. Okay, so then, there's that much. Then I'm going to do cocoa, which I'm going to need half of what's there first, which is half of a third a cup. That is 8 teaspoons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 6. Let me get it measured in there. 6. 2 more teaspoons. That's 8. Okay, then I need a third of that. Again. Get back there. Okay, so a third of 16 teaspoons. It's about 5 teaspoons, a little bit more than 5. And I'm going to add, instead of just the regular cocoa, I'm going to add the rest of it in this special dark cocoa because it makes it all nice and dark. Okay, I'm going to see what that does. So what I need is about, like I said, about 5 teaspoons. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Nope. So that gives me, it's about 5.5 teaspoons. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's do, that's almost 2. It's a little less than 2 tablespoons. Okay. Of the dark cocoa. Let's see what that does. I'm real interested to see that. Then I need a 1/4 teaspoon, like a little bit more than a 1/4 teaspoon. So close, a little bit less than half a teaspoon of vanilla. That one's going to be hard to measure. I'll just put it more in there. Let me find. Is that a little bit less than half a teaspoon? Or you could just do half the teaspoon. I don't think it's going to matter. There we go. That's all you need for that icing. Frosting. They call it frosting. You know the difference between frosting and icing? I don't. I think it's the same thing. Okay, here we go. I'll look that up, see if it says there's a difference. And then you're just going to whip this until it's nice and stiff and put it on the cake. And you want to keep this one refrigerated because it's whipping cream. Now I'm going to get a sprinkler. mixing element doesn't scrape the bowl like my other one does. My other one scrapes the bowl. This one will not scrape the bowl. So you have to go in and scrape the bowl. I love the one that scrapes the bowl though. Oh, works so well. See, the thing is you have to then move it out of the way, scrape the other part of the bowl. I'm just scraping this down. You get all this down in here. We have it like, man, it's like all over the sides. How did that happen anyway? It's like stuck to the side over here. How did you do that? Okay, let me, oh, I'm about to knock this over again, please. Oh, there it goes. Going for a ride again. He's kind of bumping it. Okay, here we go. Back on. It really doesn't take long at all. Oh, I gotta scrape this again. I see there's some sitting over here. Again. Okay, one more time. There we are. Oh my goodness. This is so good. Just like the filling of a chocolate-filled donut. Have you ever had those cream horns that you can get in the grocery store? Put that down. I already put it down, didn't I? Yes, I did. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's so good. Okay. So let me go ahead over here on the cake. I can do this without it collapsing on me again. Yes, I already have a piece missing because I ate it last night before this icing. It's really good with just that chocolate ganache, although I would put more ganache on it than that. Alright, this is not cooperating. Let me take this whole thing out and get this off of the beater. I thought I could scrape it off the beater, but that's not working really well. Not working well at all. Okay. Let's just put this on here. Of course, this is going to be an awful lot of icing since some of the cake's missing. I probably should have stuck with a lesser amount. Oh well. I don't think you can have too much whipped cream frosting. Oh yeah. I think it's going to be good with that darker cocoa. I probably could put some more of that in. We'll see how it tastes. Let's get it all out of here. And spread it on the cake. Oh my goodness. Right on top of the ganache. And I think it'd be pretty if you put the ganache on top. The only thing about that is when you pour the ganache on, it's hot. It's kind of warm. And I don't know that I want to put it warm on top of cold whipped cream icing, frosting, whatever. So I think that might not make it real happy. I guess you could wait till it cools a little bit, but you know, the more you let it cool, the harder it's going to be to pour the ganache. But can probably be done if you get it at the right moment where it's not too warm. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here in the pan. I'm gonna cut out my part today instead of taking it to Mom's and bringing it back home with this icing that has to stay chilled. I meant to do this last time, totally forgot, but I'm going to go ahead and cut out some for me to leave here. Then I don't have to take it home. That's what I should have done before, and I did not. Okay, so there we go. There is my cake, and we are done for today with our cooking till everything in the oven is ready, and then I'll add the rest of the vegetables at that time. But I'm going to go do my makeup real quick, and I will see you again then. Have a very good day. Bye.